Okay, knuckle 1, knuckle 2. We're going to knuckle 2 now. Alright, this one is the 46, I think. I don't know, one of those two. Alright, so she sent me down the old roller bearings inside the junk crank. So evidently these are not supposed to be square and flat spotted like this. I don't know if you can see it in the plastic, but those are used. So I think he had like 500 miles on or something, said. Trash. Alright, so here is the good parts. And these are the bad parts. He also sent me a gasket set, so that means I got 2 lifter block gaskets. I guess that's the gasket set, and a new bearing seal for the left side. So there you go. Alright, so let's see, this is the 47. We don't want to deal with the 47. Let's get him out of the way a little bit. So we got a new S&S crank coming. That's probably going to ship next week, supposedly. Had to wait about 3 weeks for him to make it. This one is the brand new motor. So this has a new cover. So we're going to look at the bushings and see what kind of wear we see. And I can see a bunch of weird marks through there. They're not even. Which usually means big misalignment issues, which he definitely had. Okay, so this is trash box. We don't care about that. So I can't really check it because I don't have the S&S crank here, but bug running around. But I do have a Taiwan Teddy crank sitting here waiting to be borrowed. So let's see the condition of that bushing. It's loose. Not junk, but loose. Definitely should not be binding it up because it's loose. Okay, so that's why you keep a brand new crank laying around to check stuff like that. Okay, so this box here is junk. Get out of the way. Okay, cases. And flywheel we're not going to use, and cylinders that have wear issues. So we got new stroker pistons coming. This was a 4 1/4 stroke crank, which nobody makes pistons for. He had a set of pistons that were made for it, but I don't know where they came from. So we're not going to use this crank because we can't get pistons for it. Plus they're a little bit chewed up, but not enough to throw away. The biggest problem is they're just no good. So we got 4 1/2 inch crank coming, I think is what we decided to use. Or was it 4 5/8? I forget. One of the two. Anyway, it's going to have pistons that go in here, high compression pan pistons, which should fit in a knuckle. We'll hone these out to the, these are standard, so we'll go 10 over or 20 over, whatever piston I was able to come up with. And I'll make them fit up. And we should come out with about 8.5 to 1 compression to maybe 9 on the max side. That's what I'm shooting for. Way better than 7, 7.5 like stock. Alright, so that's what we're doing on that. Okay, this one has bearings in it, so he's already got the seal piece in here. So he sent me a new one. Right here, so I guess I'm just going to swap it out for the hell of it. You can't replace the seal, you can always replace the whole unit. Okay. These are Harley Davidson original case. It's either from Mototech. That'd be a genuine Harley case from Germany. Yeah. I got the super snot in there, which I don't use. Case races are misaligned, but not sure how bad. I'm going to hone it and see what happens when we hone it. I got to take the snap rings out and do all that. But for now, we're going to check our classes. Now, the bearing, the hole in here got really bad from all the shrapnel from the brand new crank pin, brand new flywheel that was in it. So these brand new rollers right here didn't roll very well. So all that shrapnel went through the whole motor and tore it all up. And let's see the cam bushing down here. We're looking at that surface also down in there. See the condition of the surface in there. Definitely got some material buildup in there. Oh yeah, you can definitely feel the unevenness in that. I'm thinking that's going to be a replacement because it's rough as a cob. It's got the same consistency as that hole right there. When you have triple aught lapping compound going through your motor, which is what the shrapnel like that is, it tears up stuff. Okay, where's our cam? Here's our cam. Where is our cam washer? Here's our washer. So on the other case, it was hitting. So let's see if this one hits. There's our washer. There's our gear. Okay, this one has an acre of clearance in there. Can you see down in there the clearance? So when they made this case, they made sure they would clear a cam. Unlike the genuine Harley case, where it hits like hell. That edge right there, it hits on pretty hard. About 20 or 30 thou. Yeah, not that bad. Probably about 10 to 20 thou interference. And about 30 thou tall. Or deep. Okay, this one's got a lot of clearance. Yeah, the bushing is definitely looser than the other one. That's get to the point where I would say change it. Now you push down and go side to side. If you can feel clearance side to side, when you're pushing down, you know it's bad. This one here, I can feel something, but it's not making noise. I think you can see the shaft moving though. It's definitely got some clearance in it. And you can see all the wear on the shaft here at work. Wore the shaft a little bit on the brand new cam. That's all that shrapnel in there. The rollers looked pretty good. The gear teeth not too bad, but your journals had a lot of triple aught lapping compound going through it. These shafts here are the same issue. I'm still getting grit off that. I cleaned these already and still got grit coming off of them. Definitely feel, yeah, that's making noise. It's annoying. I can definitely feel a wear mark right there. So this shaft is worn pretty heavy. This one I feel on the back side over here. It's right there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. Don't feel it on this side. Definitely on the bottom here. Okay, both shafts are showing wear, so I would say replace them. Looks like these have Allen bolts in here, which works all right. So these are the gears. I'm pushing down and going side to side. You can hear a little clearance. Definitely holding. Now this guy had new shafts over here. Where were they at? His are kind of fake because they're full of rust, but get an idea how loose the bushings are on these. Bushings don't feel too bad. I'm not seeing the grit, the heavy grit marks in there. So these could be reused, I guess, but the shafts are definitely junk. Why is it making noise again? So that's questionable if you want to replace it or not. The problem is a lapping arbor works by having a soft surface hold grit, and it eats up hard surface. So the grit that went through the motor is in these bushings. That will chew up these shafts and put more grit through the whole motor. So when I have a motor that has shrapnel out like this one is, I usually like replacing the bushings because they retain the grit. Now if you run a hone through them and get new surface in there, then the grit comes out, but when they're already sized, there's no honing or reaming. So you're stuck with it. So these ones here don't feel that bad. They're probably usable, but like I said, I'll probably change them out because I don't want the grit issue in there. I'm definitely gonna get new shafts for it because it needs it. Unless he's getting really, really cheap, and then we won't. But yeah, they need new shafts. Okay, the case races, I'm gonna have to, like I said, take everything out, hone them, and see what they look like. He was complaining about there being a lip over here. I'm not seeing that. So when I put all the studs in the cases, I'll see the fitment of it and see if we have something going on with that. Okay, here's our oil pump. Check this shaft here. That is extremely loose. Bam. That's under an inch. Look at the difference. Brand new case. That bushing's worse. Bad. Alright, so that bushing's bad. That bushing's definitely bad. Okay. And our cam bushings. Doesn't feel that bad. Pushing down, going side to side. Don't feel any clearance in it. It's fairly tight this way. It's noticeable clearance, obviously, but definitely got a lot of crap in it. So, but once again, I recommend replacing all the bushings because of all the grit. You can see the wear marks in there also. So they're loose, but they're not super loose, but they have a lot of wear in them and a lot of grit issues. So we need new bushings throughout, and we'll start fresh. Alright, that's it for that for a minute.